thank you. I am so excited to be here today. It feels like I'm home, but home also has 4 new buildings, and I'm not crying because of differential equations. So I thought that the best way to introduce myself was to show you my About Me worksheet that I made in 2nd grade. Good thing is that I haven't changed much since 2nd grade, except no one wants to see me dance. I still play golf, and what do you know, I still enjoy working. I enjoy working so much that I work outside of work. I'm in the 19th grade. I have 2 undergraduate degrees from SMU, 1 master's degree, and I'm currently pursuing my MBA at UT McCombs. But the thing that I love about learning is problem solving. I love working on a really hard problem, but I've learned that some of our hardest problems aren't actually from engineering or math. They're figuring out why we're solving them in the first place. So with that, I thought it would be really fun for all of us to problem solve together. So I'll invite you to just shout out the answers. So I'm gonna put up a couple of math equations here. Fair warning, they get a little bit tough after the first couple, but okay, let's go. Okay, we're doing well.
17.
I'm glad that the math classes are. Oh, wow, that was really impressive. Okay, well, you guys got me there. Okay, well, they are getting harder, but the thing about problem solving is that our brains love to work on a hard problem. And it's just our subconscious wanting to solve these problems when we're not even looking at them sometimes. So I'm sure that, I guess the people who didn't get it might still be thinking, okay, how do you do that fractional exponent again? Where did that come into play? And that's a good thing. It just means that we're making these decisions and problem solving when we're not even thinking about it. So our best ideas could come from taking a shower. But there could be we could go a little too deep into it. So has anyone seen Queen's Gambit? Yeah, okay, I see some nods. So Queen's Gambit, if you haven't seen it, is about a young woman who loves the game of chess. So she's practicing chess. She wants to be the best chess player in the world. And she starts getting into this phase where she's imagining the chessboard on the ceiling and she's playing against herself. She becomes really obsessive of it. But when I was watching this, I had to pause it and actually look at what this was. So this is called the Tetris effect. The Tetris effect is a phenomenon that they first found in the 90s when Tetris came out, where these gamers started closing their eyes and picturing the little blocks fitting perfectly into these lines, to the point where they started seeing chairs and saying, hey, how can I fix that? So I bring up this specific cartoon because I thought it was really funny that the baby brother actually became part of the Tetris game. So the Tetris effect is a good thing, but too much of a good thing can also be a bad thing. So when I was at SMU, I was a sophomore, and like I said, I love learning, I love school. I don't think I'll ever stop going to school. But I did get to a point where school got really hard, and when I would go to sleep, I would close my eyes and picture code and trying to debug my code when I was sleeping, and math equations, to the point where I would stay up really late to try to solve it. I wouldn't sleep. I didn't leave my room. And eventually I skipped meals so that I can study 1 extra hour, or I would finish the homework because I wanted to be the best student. I wanted to get the grades. What ended up happening is that I got super anxious, very depressed, and I got the worst grades I'd ever gotten in my life. And I had worked 10 times harder. So what happened? One night when I was studying for a math test, my brain started saying, no, stop. I need you to just draw. Remember everything from high school art? Draw this 3D mug. I don't know if this is called vandalism. I call it a premonition. My brain was giving me a wake-up call that I needed to give myself a break. And that even though I loved math, I needed to think outside the box. I had to take a step back. So I actually call this hacking my Tetris effect. By hacking the Tetris effect, it doesn't mean that you have to give up what you love to do. It just means that you're giving it a purpose. So I called it a premonition because 1 week later, I got a call that I was asked to move from my vice president position in McIlvaney Commons to the president. This freaked me out. I did not have time in my day. And did this help me study for exams? No. But I did it anyways. And I pick up this article specifically because I say that it's bringing our community a form of happiness. And I didn't know what was going on at the moment, but just being a part of a community and seeing the bigger picture of why we're actually at school gave me a purpose. got me excited, made me happy. And then, like all things go, 2 weeks later, I actually get a call. Do you want to be the TA for K&W robotics? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite class freshman year. Yes. And I was like, wait, do I have the time? And I was like, okay, I said that I was going to start doing things outside of my dorm room. So I said yes. So I taught freshmen how to wire this robot together. And if you've ever done robotics, it is extremely painful sometimes. A lot of things go wrong. But the second that things go right, it is one of the happiest moments that you can have. And I call this service because I now find it, easier to build a robot, but they didn't, and I understand what they're going through. And when that was happening, I found myself being more forgiving. I might have not gotten 100 on the test, but I got a 90. Good enough. We're fine. Then lastly, during this whole thing, I was still studying really, really hard. But Q and Jess, so Jess is my best friend. I sat next to her for about a year. I didn't know much about her, but one day she's like, come on, let's go study in Caruth. We have a really hard test tomorrow. And one thing about me is that I can't say no, so I said yes. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't study with people. I get distracted. I don't want to. But what ended up happening is we pulled an all-nighter together. We were delirious, but we were delirious and tired together. So the thing that I loved about this, though, is that we ended up scheduling all of our classes for the rest of SMU together. She introduced me to my friend group, and they all ended up at my wedding last year. And she also showed me the value of connection. And being able to be a part of a community or sitting next to a person that understands what you're going through makes school worth it. So yes, I like to problem solve, but I like to problem solve with people and for people. And that's how I got out of my Tetris effect. But look, I've been through existential crisis, after that. It doesn't stop. So at least when I was going through college, a lot of what I heard was, software is going to do your whole job. Electrical engineering, don't worry about it. They have already written code to do that for you. So that freaked me out. But what I'm here to dispel is it won't take your job. Technology will not destroy us. And that's because people give meaning to technology. It cannot replace you. You are human. You have feelings, you have experiences, and it can't take that away from you. Honestly, I will say, I did note that I didn't belong to any clubs, but that's a lie. I'm a member of the ChatGPT fan club. I love ChatGPT. When I was thinking about this talk today, I was going down my own Tetris effect again while talking about the Tetris effect. I wanted to perfect this today. So what did I do? I asked ChatGPT to write the ending for me. So I won't read it out loud, but if you read it, it's really pretty. I like it. I think ChatGPT is really cool, but it's not me. It doesn't know my experiences at SMU. It doesn't know what I've gone through, and it doesn't know my purpose. So yes, use ChatGPT, but don't let it speak for you. But like the person I am today, in case you were curious on what the answers were from earlier today, these are the answers, and for some people, this might be more algebra homework, from whatever grade. But for me, this is actually the date that SMU was founded. Sorry, guys, I had to. So yeah, I don't just love numbers. I try to, put things together sometimes. But whatever stage you're in today, whether you're at SMU or you're a professor or you're currently in school, we're here to survive and thrive. And I'm also here today to tell you that I can't tell you how to find your why, but I can tell you the things that help me. So one is growth. Something that I was so uncomfortable and stepping out of my comfort zone was doing things that I couldn't see actually help me in my academic career. So again, like I said, it's not helping me study for my exam. But you know what? After I did all of those things, my grades skyrocketed. And I was not in my dorm room studying every single second of the day. The second thing is agency. In college, there are a lot of things that people tell you have to do. You have to turn in your homework. You have to take a class to, graduate on time in order to get that degree. But you know what you can control? You can control, making new friends and going to study. You can become president of your dorm or some kind of club. But just do it, because that's what you can control, and that's how you can find the purpose in what college is. And last, we're going to purpose. So I'm here to help you find your why. I'm here to tell you how I find my why. But I'm also here to say that your why is going to change for the rest of your life. And that's a good thing. You're going to move. You're going to graduate. You're going to maybe pivot careers. But that's okay. Just keep looking for it. But the second that you start finding the confidence in what you do, the second that you see people around you and you see what you're doing brings them peace, and then all of a sudden you find that happiness in you, you found it. And that is the power of why. Thank you.
Thanks, Sophia.